It was a case that perplexed the military, intrigued the public, and highlighted the limitations of human understanding in the face of the unknown. As news of the incident spread, the United States entered into a period of heightened awareness about potential threats in the skies. The Second World War had ended just 4 years prior, and the Cold War was casting its long shadow over the horizon. These early investigations laid the groundwork for future research, providing insights into the nature of UFO sightings and the challenges of studying them. The Gorman Dogfight had become a defining moment for the town, forever etching it in the annals of UFO lore. Its significance transcended the boundaries of Fargo, capturing the imagination of people across the nation. For many, the encounter became a symbol of the unknown, a testament to the limits of human comprehension. It was a stark reminder of the vastness of the universe and our place within it. As the years passed, the memory of the Gorman Dogfight continued to captivate the public imagination. It inspired countless discussions, theories, and debates, each adding another layer to the enigma. The incident became a touchstone for those who believed in the reality of extraterrestrial life and those who remained skeptical. Yet, amidst the conflicting narratives, one thing remained constant: the unwavering determination to seek answers in the face of the unknown. The Gorman Dogfight stands as a testament to the enduring human spirit of exploration and discovery. It reflects our innate curiosity about the world around us and our relentless pursuit of understanding. In the midst of a rapidly changing world, it offers a timeless reminder of the mysteries that lie beyond our everyday lives. So what do you think really happened to George F. Gorman that quiet, crisp Friday night in Fargo? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it. Your support means everything to me. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and always keep an open mind for the wonders that may lie beyond the stars. The evolution of UFO investigations mirrored broader societal shifts, reflecting the changing times and perspectives. The military's journey into the unknown began with curiosity and evolved into cautious exploration, leaving us with more questions than answers. One thing is certain, though: the Gorman Dogfight remains a captivating enigma, reminding us of the enduring allure of the unexplained. The Korean War would soon erupt, pulling the country into another global conflict. Amidst this backdrop of geopolitical tension, the military became increasingly interested in unidentified flying objects. The Gorman Dogfight, with its detailed account and multiple witnesses, was a case that demanded attention. To comprehend the military's response, it's crucial to understand the prevailing sentiment of the time. Post-war America was experiencing a wave of societal change. New technologies emerged, scientific discoveries captivated the public, and anxieties about the future were palpable. Against this backdrop, reports of UFOs seemed almost fantastical. And yet, despite the skepticism, the military recognized the need to investigate. The Gorman Dogfight became a pivotal moment. The Air Force sent a team to Fargo to interview witnesses, examine evidence, and piece together what happened. In a time before sophisticated technology, this process was painstaking. They spoke to residents, reviewed flight records, and consulted with experts in aviation and meteorology. Their goal was to find a rational explanation. Was it a weather phenomenon, a new aircraft design, or something else entirely? The truth is that in the late 1940s, there was no single agency dedicated to UFO investigations. Reports were often scattered, lacking the centralized attention they would receive in later decades. Entities like the Project Blue Book, which officially investigated thousands of UFO cases between 1952 and 1969, were still years away. In this nascent stage of UFO research, the military's approach was reactive rather than proactive. Each case was unique, demanding its own investigation. The search for answers wasn't driven by a central authority, but by individuals like Captain Michael J. Mandeville. Mandeville was a key figure in the Air Force's early UFO investigations. Recognizing the complexities of these cases, he advocated for thorough research and open-minded analysis. He understood that dismissing sightings as hoaxes or delusions ignored the possibility of genuine anomalies. While the military was taking reports seriously, the prevailing sentiment was that most UFO sightings could be attributed to mundane causes. Misidentified aircraft, weather balloons, or even hallucinations were considered before more sensational theories. The Air Force's primary objective was to rule out conventional explanations, and if those failed, to explore the possibility of advanced foreign technologies. Extraterrestrial hypotheses, while intriguing, were generally relegated to a distant consideration. The initial approach was rooted in practicality and necessity, rather than being driven by a desire to uncover the truth about extraterrestrial life. The focus was on identifying potential threats or security breaches. The Korean War soon broke out, and the military's focus shifted to the immediate threat of global conflict. UFO investigations took a back seat as resources were allocated to the war effort. By the 1960s, as the Cold War intensified, UFOs were viewed through a different lens. With nuclear weapons in the arsenals of multiple nations, the threat of mutually assured destruction loomed large. In this context, UFOs were seen as potential security risks. The possibility of advanced foreign technologies entering U.S. airspace raised concerns about espionage and potential sabotage. As the space race gained momentum, the cultural impact of UFOs also grew. Movies like The Day the Earth Stood Still, An Invasion of the Body Snatchers, explored themes of extraterrestrial contact and societal upheaval. This cultural shift led to a more receptive audience for UFO stories and a greater willingness to discuss them openly. In this climate, investigations became more comprehensive. Programs like Project Blue Book adopted a systematic approach to UFO research, gathering and analyzing data to draw meaningful conclusions. However, as the Vietnam War escalated and public trust in the government waned, UFO investigations faced new challenges. Critics accused the military of withholding information and manipulating data. The lack of concrete answers fueled conspiracy theories and public cynicism. The end of Project Blue Book in 1969 marked a turning point. With limited resources and growing skepticism, the military's official stance shifted. UFOs were no longer seen as a pressing security issue. Instead, they were relegated to the realm of the unknown, officially designated as unidentified. This official stance reflected a broader societal shift. The idealism and wonder of the post-war era had given way to a more cynical and pragmatic outlook. The idealism that once drove exploration and discovery was tempered by the harsh realities of war and political division. The military, once secretive about such occurrences, began taking reports more seriously. Specialized units were tasked with investigating and cataloging UFO sightings, marking a significant step toward acknowledging the reality of the unexplained. This era of UFO investigation laid the groundwork for future research and analysis. Today, organizations like MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network, carry on the legacy of documenting and researching UFO sightings. Their efforts continue to build upon the foundation set in those early days, seeking to understand and explain these enduring mysteries. But did the military really believe in UFOs back then? The answer is yes and no. They believed enough to investigate, but not enough to accept the extraterrestrial hypothesis. In the late 1940s, the U.S. military found itself at a crossroads. As we look back, it's evident that the military's approach to UFOs evolved significantly from the initial dismissive attitude to a more analytical and investigative stance. As the night wore on and the mystery deepened, residents of Fargo looked to the sky with a mix of fascination and apprehension. This is the story of George Gorman, whose encounter with an unidentified flying object over North Dakota in 1947 would change the course of UFO history forever. The year was 1947. The Gorman incident occurred at the dawn of the Cold War. Tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union were escalating, and the threat of aerial surveillance or attack loomed large in the American consciousness. A controversial document known as the Estimate of the Situation reportedly concluded as much, though it was later rejected by higher authorities within the Air Force. After the encounter, George Gorman continued his service in the military. He tried to get closer, but as he approached, the object suddenly shot straight up into the sky and disappeared into the clouds. He found a small crater and some scorch marks on the ground, but nothing else. Puzzled and frustrated, he reported his findings to the military, but the next day, higher-ups ordered him to keep quiet. There is still no consensus on what the object was. Do you believe his story, or do you think he was mistaken? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. But it doesn't matter anymore because it has become a legend. The Gorman Dogfight is one of the most famous UFO cases of all time. It has been featured in dozens of books, TV shows, and movies. It has inspired countless theories and investigations, and it continues to fascinate people around the world. They didn't want the public to know about the mysterious object, but Gorman couldn't keep a secret, so he started telling people about his encounter. Soon, newspapers across the country were reporting on the mysterious flying object that had appeared over North Dakota. Recovering from his surprise, Gorman reported the incident to the local sheriff and the military base. He interviewed Gorman and other witnesses and examined the crater and scorch marks. He even brought in experts from other branches of the military, including the Army and the Navy. But despite all their efforts, they couldn't come up with any answers. The object remained unidentified. Project Sign came to the conclusion that there were three possibilities. The object could have been a Soviet aircraft, a weather balloon, or something else. They couldn't say for sure because there wasn't enough evidence, but they did rule out the possibility that it was extraterrestrial. They said that there was no evidence that it had come from outer space. They also said that it didn't seem to be piloted by anyone, human or alien, so they classified the case as a probable balloon. But not everyone was convinced. Some people, including Major Donald Kehoe, believed that the object was a real UFO. Kehoe was an advocate for the paranormal, who believed that there was evidence that aliens were visiting Earth. He wrote a book about the Gorman case in 1950. In it, he argued that the object was not a balloon, because it had flown too fast and too high. He also said that the military was trying to cover up the truth about UFOs. He then set out to find the object again. When he spotted it, Gorman gave chase. The object led him on a merry chase, diving and turning with impossible speed and agility, all the while maintaining a 3,000-foot lead. It was as if the object was playing with him, toying with his advanced fighter jet. He maintained a relatively low profile, but never retracted his story. Over the years, he remained consistent in his account, reinforcing the credibility of his experience. Despite media attention, Gorman avoided sensationalism. He answered questions when asked but did not seek publicity. This quiet professionalism only enhanced his standing among believers and skeptics alike. His life after the dogfight reflected a man committed to duty and integrity. He retired with honor and passed away in 1982, leaving behind a legacy defined by one of the most extraordinary encounters in aviation history. In such an atmosphere, any unidentified object in U.S. airspace was a cause for concern. UFO sightings, therefore, were not just curious anomalies. They had potential national security implications. If the objects were advanced Soviet aircraft, they represented a technological gap. If they were something else, something extraterrestrial, the implications were even more profound. In this context, Project Sign's work was of paramount importance. Initially, some within the project believed that UFOs might indeed be interplanetary craft. But what really happened that night? According to George Gorman, as darkness fell on October 1947, he was alone in his F-51D Mustang cruising at 32,000 feet over the North Dakota plains. Suddenly, his radio crackled with a report from a civilian pilot about a large, bright object hovering near the town of Minette. Intrigued, Gorman decided to investigate. As he approached the area, he saw a faint glow in the distance. At first, he assumed it was the reflection of moonlight off a river, but as he got closer, the glow seemed to grow brighter. Then he saw it, a large, oval-shaped object hovering silently in the sky. Startled, Gorman flew towards it, eager to get a closer look. As he got closer, he noticed that the object had no windows or markings, and it wasn't making any noise. After a while, the object landed, and Gorman followed to see where it went down. The military quickly organized a team to investigate. They called it Project Sign. The team was led by Captain Edward J. Roos. Today, the case remains unsolved. Thank you for watching. What do you think happened to George Gorman that night?